Hey, family. Welcome to Wine Down Wednesday. Are you needing to make a budget, but you don't know where to start? I know it can be hard, but think about the money that you can save and the goals that you can achieve. Stick with me as I will give you a few tips on how to be budget friendly. Hey, fam. It is a Wednesday once again. Yes, it's um it's been a challenging week this week. I have to say I've been really low key. My back has been giving me some issues, and I've just been wanting to lay in the bed all day long. I don't know what it is. And here in Texas, the weather's been up and down. Yesterday it was close to 80 degrees. Today it's like 45. Yeah, so it's giving me some crazy vibes. If you can, in the comments section, tell us where you are from and what you hope to get out of today's live stream, where we are going to discuss all things budget for the beginner budget. I know budgeting is probably not the sexy word. And I'm sure a lot of you don't even know where to begin. I didn't know where to begin. And it can be cumbersome, but we're not going to make it cumbersome. I'm trying to make a budget like a sexy word because I want everybody to succeed. I want everyone to have some financial health. You see, I said health. I didn't really say um, wealth. And what I mean by that is that whatever your finances are, I want them to be in a healthy state. All right. So we've got a few tips that I want to share with you all that really worked for me, and a couple of resources that I think are really, really good. So, let's see who do we have on today? Do we have anybody on right now? Do, do, do. Again, let me know where you are from. So, and what are you expecting from this live stream today? Um, Again, we're talking about budgeting, and I know it's not like the cool thing to talk about, but what really pushed me for this topic this week is I don't know if you all saw the Breakfast Club did an interview with Mary J. Blige. And during the interview, was noted, she made mention that she's been doing recently a lot of touring so that she could pay her alimony. And I thought, man, like what happened? I don't know her backstory. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. I don't know, you know, how she got in that situation or who got her into that situation. I don't know the backstory at all, but it pushed a button, and it I wondered who else are having budget issues. Who else is not managing their money well? And so I thought this would be a great live stream so that we could all figure out what is the best way to budget your money. Let's get you on a budget. And it doesn't have to, it's budget is not a scary word. Okay. It may be boring, but let's not make it boring. So when you are getting ready to create your budget or you're getting ready to, review your budget, hype it up. Let's put on some music that's going to hype you up. I have a playlist on my phone called I think it's called Hustle or Money. And on this playlist is nothing but what do I have? Nothing but music talking about hustling. And so this is, yep, matter of fact, I have it right here. I have it, you probably can't see it very well here, but it's called Hustle. And here I have a whole bunch of songs that is just talking about getting that money, and that hypes me up. Maybe candles, hype you up. Maybe, a special uh, pen that you bought or drink. Cheers. And today we are going to toast to financial health. I want financial health for everyone. Cheers. Today, doing a little hardcore. It's a citron flavored vodka. And cheers to whatever you might have, whether it be wine, alcohol, uh, tea, coffee. Let's toast it up because we're about to get this financial wealth. Also, we want to keep in mind too, budgeting should not be hard. If you are making it so hard on yourself, you're doing something wrong. Budgeting should not necessarily be easy, but it should challenge you. And you shouldn't make your budget so rigid that you just have some impulse spending. We definitely don't want that. So, without further ado, let's get into some of these tips that I have that have helped me uh, with budgeting. And again, these are for beginners. And keep in mind during this whole conversation that budgeting, there is no right way for budgeting. Okay. Budget for your lifestyle. These tips here are simply just to guide you and get you started. Once you understand what you need to do, tailor it to your lifestyle. You have a family of four, you have a family of two. It may be, you may be solo dolo. Tailor your budget to your lifestyle. But I want to give you some tips to help you get started. So, what do we have? Ha ha. All right. First, keep it simple. I'm going to say it again. Keep it simple. Starting out, we don't have to have these massive spreadsheets. We don't have to have, a log. Starting out, we just need to keep it simple. Keep it simple. What we do need to do, we need to write down the expenses we've had for a month. Simply write down all your expenses you had for a month. Don't forget to include any annual expenses like the Apple iTunes or any quarterly expenses that you may have. Once you've identified what your expenses are, then you need to subtract your income from your expenses. And this will help you identify whether you are saving any money each month or are you actually spending more than what you actually earn. And this, again, simple. Take your income and subtracted from your expenses. You also want to use what in in the industry is called a 50-30-20 budget. That's what we're going to start out with is a 50-30-20 budget. What is that, Lessa? Okay. Um a 50-30-20 budget is simply saying that 50% of your income is for your needs, your utilities, the roof over your head. Um, maybe you need some clothes on your back. Yeah. Whatever it is you need to survive. That's 50% of your budget. 30% of your budget is your wants. So my Apple iTunes subscription, uh, maybe my wine club subscription. Oh, those cute shoes that I saw in the store. And then 20% you need to save. Again, this is just a simple first time budget. Now, for those who are Christians, my brothers and sisters, do not forget that you have to pay the Lord. The good Lord would like to have his money. And it's not it all of it is his money, but we need to be obedient. And don't forget that 10%. And that 10% needs to really roll up into probably your starting out, let's just say, let's roll it up in your wants. But don't forget that. That definitely has to go into your budget. And again, if this budget does not fit your lifestyle, tailor it. Maybe you need to put 55% of your income to needs, and then that drops down maybe your savings to 15%, or maybe it'll drop down your or increase your drop down your wants to 25%. I can't do math tonight. So again, tailor your budget according to your lifestyle. This is just a simple one. And believe me, there are plenty of coaches, plenty of apps that can help you with this if you are not as savvy. But keep in mind, that is going to be taken out of your budget if you pay for a coach or a strategist or even an app. And so looking at some of the apps, there are plenty of apps out there. My favorite, or I should say my go-to, is Truebill. I really like how the app is set up. It gives me a lot of notifications when we receive, when we get cash, when bills have increased significantly from one month to the next. Maybe I didn't renew my subscription to something. It also gives me the option to look at the different categories of budgeting. And again, with Truebill, it breaks it down into many categories. But you don't have to break it down into all of those categories. Again, you don't have to create such a massive spreadsheet or create all of the categories. Keep it simple. Remember, we are keeping it simple. But once you advance, no problem. Let's go and use all the categories. Also, some other apps, I have not personally used them, but I have been told they are really good apps, especially depending on what you want. If you'd like for me to do a review on these apps, I would certainly love to. Let me know in the comments section if you want me to review some of these other apps. You also have that will help you with your budgeting: Clarity Money, Clio, Zeta, and of course my favorite, True Bill. And I will have the links to these apps in the description after the live. So, and another thing that you might also want to consider is a financial strategist and or coach. And so my favorite, I have two favorites for several different reasons. And one of them is, let's pull her up, is the Buggenista. She it has been around for a while. I don't know really how long, but she's been on a lot of talk shows. She was a teacher who did not have a lot of money, and she was, had some financial heartbreaks. And so she just basically reinvented herself, got herself together financially, and now she is working with all kinds of people, helping them get back to financial freedom. So check her out. The other young lady that I love is, let's see if I can get her screen up real quick. Haha. Is the broke black girl. She's so cute. She's a she claims she is a financial activist, bridging the gap between equity and financial education. This is Dasha Kennedy. She is the broke girl. Again, check her out, as well as the Buggenista. And they have lots of freebie stuff on their website. So you don't have to pay for everything, but there are definitely some free resources on there that you should definitely look into. They are some really good resources. So check those out. Again, we've got apps, we've got coaches that can help us. If you are at a point where you feel like you can't do this on your own, but I really feel like you can start on your own. Come on, 2022, we've got to get the bag and we got to keep the bag. Okay? Let's do this. One of my next tips: base your budget off of your income. What I mean by that is, if you get paid every week, create a weekly budget. If you get paid once a month, create a budget for monthly for the month. Create a monthly budget. There is an exception to this though. And that is, if you seem or you spend money daily, then you may want to go ahead and create a weekly budget. The weekly budget, if you are spending, day to day, will help you in identifying where you're spending your money at. And believe me, when I did an assessment with my husband and I, we saw where a lot of our money was going. You will be surprised at how much money is going into the wants bucket and not the needs bucket. And this, my friend, is where you need to come in and distinguish: what are my goals? Where am I spending my money? Do I really need this? Can I live without it? We got things to do for 2022. So Again, base your budget off of your income. Here is a pro tip. If you are able, I highly recommend this does, and I still do this to this day. I highly recommend you open a checking account just specifically for your budget. So whatever your, let's say you have a weekly budget, whatever your budget is for that week, you put the money in that checking account. And all week long, you use that debit card for your spending. Once that money's gone, it's gone. And it will quickly help you realize where your money is going. What are you doing with your money? And are you spending it all? Maybe you spend most of it the first 2 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks of the month, you usually don't spend a lot. This will definitely open up your eyes to your financial health. Again, we've got things we got to do for 2022. Let's keep this bag. Let's keep it. Moving on. Another tip. Avoid money spending situations. Now, for me, this was hard because I love to go out to eat. Anybody knows me knows that I love to eat. Yes, I do cook at home, but I love to go out to eat. I love being able to sit at a dinner table with friends, family, laugh with a good drink and some good food. Yes. And so when I say avoid money spending situations, you can't go out to dinner with your friends, boo. At least not now. Because we have things we've got to get taken care of, and that's your financial health. And believe me, when you get to the point where you sit down and look at your budget and you are not trying to avoid your finances, you will not have any financial anxiety. Financial anxiety usually exists because you avoid looking at your finances. It's 2022. We're not doing that this year. We are not doing that this year. We are looking at our finances, whether they're good, bad, ugly. We're looking at them. And we're going to avoid situations where we spend. Your girlfriend asks you to go and get a pedicure. That's money being spent. Avoid that. And if she's really your friend, she will understand, you know, it's not in my budget right now. My girlfriend told me that last week. Guess what we ended up doing? Going to the grocery store, getting some food, and we cooked. We cooked dinner. Cool. I got you. I got you. Let's do this. There's lots of things that you can do in place of whatever those situations were. And that goes to my next tip. Make sure you have one day out of the week where you don't spend a dime. If you like to go out to eat, stay at home and cook. Maybe your friends want to go and get a pedicure. Do your own pedicure. There are lots of ways that you can stop spending money. And there are lots of free 99 activities in your city. Go look them up. Here in the Houston area, there are plenty of things to do. Plenty of free 99 activities. My cousin goes to Zumba in the park, free 99. Okay? Pick one day out of the week where you don't spend a dime, and that will go a long way. Now, we discussed this previously about 2022, and we're setting goals. Setting these goals will help you create a budget. And you want to create your budget around these goals. Maybe you want a new house next year. Okay, well, how much money do you need? That's what you need to save. So your budget for your savings may not be 20%. It may now be 30% so that you can get that house you want. You might want to pay off your student loans. Lord knows we got to work on my husband's student loans. You may want to get a new car. Set your budget around those goals. And those goals, look, my phone's going off. And those goals will help you stay accountable. And so, what you really need to do is you need to set your goals, hold yourself accountable. And while you're setting yourself accountable, it will open your eyes to what is important. Going out to dinner may not be as important to you anymore. And that's great that you're recognizing that. Set your financial goals. I'm hoping that some of these tips are helping you, that you are able to use these tips. And, you know, just to do a recap, we want to keep it simple. You know, utilize the 50-30-20 budget. Can keep it simple. It doesn't have to be a major spreadsheet. We need to set some goals. We need to create our budget around our income. We need to avoid money situations where we're going to spend money. I hope, again, that you take this information and you actually utilize it. Share it with a friend. I know as African Americans, we have not always been taught how to manage our money. We have got to break those generational curses. We have got to be examples for our children. We got to get our financial health in order. I implore you to take these tips. I would love to find out how these tips have helped and where you're at with your financial health. Again, share this with somebody that you know could utilize this information. I mean, I think I dropped some nuggets here. I'm not trying to brag, but again, I really, really want everyone to be in this financial health space where the financial health is just excellent. Not good, but excellent. And we can get there. Just have to persevere. Again, we've got to make budgeting sexy. Throw on some of that hot girl music, maybe light some candles, get you a drink, and sit down and let's look at this budget. And you may need you need to do like a pulse check on your budget. Let's say every 2 weeks. Review your budget. Maybe you're not spending 50% on your needs and you can drop it down to 47%. Take that extra 3% and put it into your savings. Because it's nothing more refreshing than to be able, God forbid, a financial crisis to occur and you have the bank. You got the bag for that financial crisis. Why? because you built your savings up. You were on that budget. Again, let's get this bag. Our financial health excellent for everybody in 2022. I love you guys. Again, texasbrownsugar.com. We've got our shirts. They're still on sale. The sale extended. Shades of Melanin is this shirt. We've got my videos there, some of my recipes, as well as I'm going to publish our podcast information. So if you want someone who doesn't watch video, they can listen to it in their car on their way to pick up kids. Maybe they're on their way to pick up their girlfriend to head out for dinner. Yes. So again, I love you guys. Much, much financial health. Cheers to that again, financial health. And I will see you all next week. Bye.